So let's talk about one of the biggest questions out there right now. As artificial intelligence gets smarter and smarter, how do we, actually educate ourselves and the next generation to succeed? This is a huge deal. It's a real race for the future, and we're going to break down what it all means.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we're going to face the music and look at the AI job disruption head-on. Then we'll get into the good stuff, the uniquely human skills that are becoming our secret weapon. From there, we'll see how classrooms are getting a total makeover, explore this next big thing called Education 5.0, and finally, we'll tie it all together to see how we're actually building the future right now.
Okay, first things first. Let's just deal with the challenge right in front of us. And look, this is not science fiction anymore. The impact of AI on the job market is a new reality, and it's happening as we speak.
This is the question on pretty much everyone's mind, right? Is my job AI-proof? This isn't just about robots on an assembly line anymore. AI is now coming for knowledge work, and that puts a whole lot of us right in the spotlight.
A recent study from the AI company Anthropic was a real wake-up call. And we're not just talking about routine tasks anymore. We're talking highly skilled jobs, computer programmers, financial analysts, even roles in law and business. These are now considered high exposure because today's AI can actually do a huge chunk of their core work.
And if you think this is all just some far-off prediction, think again. It's already here. The data shows that since ChatGPT launched, companies have actually slowed down hiring for entry-level roles by 14%. Why? Well, it's because AI is already good enough to handle a lot of the tasks that used to go to recent grads. The disruption is no longer coming. It's arrived.
Okay, so if AI is getting really good at the technical stuff, what's left for us? Well, that brings us to the skills that give us our uniquely human advantage, an edge that no algorithm can copy.
People have actually mapped this out. This framework shows the essential skills for the 21st century. And while they're all important, the real game changer in the age of AI is this first category right here, learning skills. You might have heard of them as the 4 Cs, and they are our absolute best strategy for staying ahead of the curve.
So first up, critical thinking. This is all about our ability to really analyze and question information, not just swallow it whole. It's about connecting the dots in a way that AI just can't.
Next, we have creativity, and this one is huge. It's our capacity to come up with truly new ideas, to see connections no one else sees. AI is trained on everything that's already happened. It struggles to create something genuinely new. That's our domain.
Then there's collaboration. In such a complex world, our real power comes from working together, blending different perspectives and strengths to do what no single person or AI could ever do alone. And finally, communication. This is the glue that holds everything together. It's our ability to share our ideas, to tell stories, to inspire other people to action. These 4 skills, this is the bedrock of our human advantage.
Okay, so we know what skills we need, but how do you actually teach them? This is where it gets really interesting. Let's look at what's happening in India, where their national education policy is taking on this exact challenge, making a massive shift away from old-school memorization.
I mean, just look at the difference here. The contrast says it all. On the left, you've got the old way of doing things, just memorizing facts, passive learning, all about that one big exam. But on the right, that's the future. It's active, it's hands-on, and it's all designed to build real abilities, not just to pass a test.
And this is how it actually works. Instead of just boring lectures, the new classroom is dynamic. You've got impromptu debates that force you to think critically. You've got creative methods like SCAMPER. That's substitute, combine, adapt, you get the idea, to spark real innovation. You even have games like charades to build teamwork and communication skills. It's learning by doing.
Now, this new way of thinking isn't just happening in one country. It's actually part of a bigger global philosophy called Education 5.0. And this is really the next frontier for learning in our modern world.
This timeline really puts it all into perspective. I mean, think about how we got here. We went from at-home tutoring for a select few to the factory model of education, where everyone memorized the same thing. Then came computers, then personalized learning. So Education 5.0 is the next natural step, blending our most human skills with the most advanced technologies out there.
And here's the most important part. Education 5.0 is not about technology taking over. It's the exact opposite. The whole point is to use these amazing tools, like AI and VR, to help us become more human, to amplify our empathy, our creativity, and our ability to work together to build a better world.
And this brings us to the big picture, the grand vision. This revolution in education, it isn't just a defensive move against AI. It's actually a proactive, ambitious plan for building a much better future.
Take that Viksit Bharat at 2047 initiative in India. The goal is to become a developed nation by the 100th anniversary of its independence. So how do you get there? Well, it all depends on empowering your people with these exact skills we've been talking about. Education becomes the #1 pillar for building a nation.
You know, in this super high-tech world, the human teacher actually becomes more important, not less. John Steinbeck just said it perfectly. A great teacher is a great artist. In their medium, it's the human mind and spirit. That is a role that no AI, no algorithm will ever be able to replace.
So, I want to leave you with this one final thought. Maybe, just maybe, we've been asking the wrong question all along. Maybe the goal isn't to prepare the next generation to compete with AI. Maybe the real goal is to prepare them to do all the incredible things that AI can't. To dream, to create, to connect, and to lead with real human wisdom and heart.